Welcome aboard, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. We are going to be doing a American Airlines ops. We are going to be heading from Las Vegas here and heading on over to Albuquerque. We're getting ready to be doing a fly-in that is sponsored by our American Airlines, American Virtual Airlines. So we are going to be starting to make our way over towards Miami. Maybe do one, maybe two flights tonight. We'll see timing-wise how it goes. So we've got everything loaded. Passengers are all on board. We are basically ready for pushback and start. But first things first, we've got to get in the cockpit and let's go ahead and get off of the GPU. So go ahead and turn the fuel pumps. Those are coming on. And we'll go ahead and start the APU. APU door is open and it is on, and we will go ahead and start the APU. So how's everybody doing tonight? Good to hear. We are going to be doing this online VATSIM, so we will already filed our clearance. There's nobody on here, so we don't have to worry about that. So just in case somebody pops up, we've got all that stuff in here. So let's go ahead and get that typed in. You know, I go to start the stream because I think I got everything set up ready for you guys, and then every single time it seems like I always forget something. So I apologize for that. But it doesn't look like anybody's online, so we're just gonna squawk our normal 1200, and we will listen to Unicom 22.8. And so we've got all that stuff set up. So now we've got our APU on, so we can go ahead and disconnect our external power. Let's go to our ground services and let's get that disconnected. GPU is disconnected and the cones can be removed. All right, please set parking brake. Parking brake is set. All right, so we're ready for pushback and start. So let's go ahead and get with GSX and request our pushback. Continue pushback. All right, start our pushback then. We do have a message, so we'll go ahead and get our messages. Just our load sheet, we will accept that. Zero fuel weight 128.4, we've got that. Passengers on board is 152. Okay, looks like they've got it all ready. Go ahead and turn on our APU bleed. We'll go ahead and get our Navigraph up as we can release parking brakes. All right, we'll go ahead and start engine number 2 first. And it's starting to come on up. Okay. We're almost there. Yeah. And parking brakes are set. We'll go ahead and set flaps and arm the spoilers. Let's go ahead and start number 2. This engine's starting to spool up. Things looking good. Fuel flow's looking good. Flaps are set to 1. Squawk that. And we can go ahead and max brake. And our beacon is on. And thing we need to get is the altimeter for here. So let's go ahead and get our departure altimeter. We're getting a METAR. Altimeter is 2982. All right. Good engine start there, so we can go ahead and bring that back to normal. We can let them know that everything is good. And we'll go ahead and check our flight controls. Full left, full right, full back, forward, and rudder check. Full, good. Flight controls are clear. We get our takeoff speed, so let's go to our departure performance, sync final load sheet, sync live weather. Runway 26 right. Calculate. And we didn't get our NetB performance, sorry. 139, so let's get that put in. Getting 139 put in. Alright, well, it sounds like we're ready for taxi. $40, then 141. And flaps are going to be at 1. We are good. Let's get predictive windshield turned on. That's all good. Alright. Takeoff config, we're good. Alright, so let's go ahead and get on out of here. What do you say, guys? Alright, parking brake is off. And we're going to be going to 26 right, so we're just going to taxi out here to Bravo Charlie, Bravo 5. Then we will take Bravo all the way down to Bravo 1. Right. Yeah, just turning off the APU here. It's good there. All right, so how's everybody doing? Everybody ready for the weekend? Yeah, me too. I'm already ready. I am already ready. It's clear right. go. All right. Still clear. Still clear. And this is Bravo right here. So Bravo 5, and we will take this all the way down to Bravo 1 and get ready for departure. In Las Vegas, ground traffic, American Airlines 212 is taxiing Bravo to runway 26 for departure. Las Vegas ground traffic. All right, so we've announced where we're heading. Let everybody know. Takeoff test was normal, so we are good for that. Things looking good. Oh, get a little crazy here. Whoa. All right, just a little bit further and we will be ready for departure. All right. Hey, what's going on, Carson? How you doing? Thanks for joining the stream. Appreciate you joining. How are you doing tonight? Welcome to the Fenix Simulator Home Cockpit. In just a little bit, we will get some music going once we get clear of departure. So, all right, and we're here at Bravo 1. All right, so we'll go ahead and turn our landing lights on, and everything else looks good to go. Landing lights are on, and packs are coming off. Leave packs off for takeoff, and everything looks good. All right. And Las Vegas traffic, American Airlines 212 is an A320 departing runway 26 right for departure to Albuquerque, Las Vegas traffic. All right, we made our announcement, and here we go. Funnel looks clear. It's clear down the runway. Lined up here with centerline. All right, and we will go ahead and bring us up to 50%. Staying stable and in the green. Release brakes. Here we are, flex temp. And let's pay attention and get back on the center line here. And there's 120. Rotation speed's 140. And there's our rotation speed. And off we go. And positive rate, gear can come up. AP can come on. And off we go. And coming up on Rudy, and then we will turn left. And we can pull our levers back to the climb detent. And we can go ahead so everything's looking good now. And here we'll start our left turn out. Good look at Las Vegas. Look at the strip. And there we go. And here's our Rudy, and then we'll start our left turn at Rudy. And we can disengage our spoilers, and we can go ahead and go flaps up. And we're climbing through 5,000, all the way up to 8,000. And we're on our direct to Sellies. And then T-Tone, and then Vivs at 10,000, and Sergeant Fred. That's what we'll call it. There's our 250 knots, making sure we don't bust that. They're under 10,000, so we're good there. And now we can go on up. Heading on up, so. Alright, so we can go ahead and turn off our landing lights. And we can go ahead and turn on our packs through 10,000. And then turn off our seatbelt signs. And the cabin is pressurizing just fine. So one thing to check for is your KLAS through 10,000. And we should have a pretty nice tailwind coming on, so looks like Oakland Center is about the only thing that's on that we could pick up, so nothing really going on there. So, alright, well, let's go ahead and get some music turned on. We did just get done filming a little tutorial video on how to set up these Fenix panels. So that'll be watching the channel. That should be coming in soon. The next day or so, I'll get that put up and uploaded. So. Alright, so let's go ahead and get our Albuquerque stuff all set up for all of our charts. So we'll need the ground charts. Then we'll need the
traffic crewing at 18 out of 12,000, depending on the rock star 3 for the ILS 26 Las Vegas.
And Las Vegas traffic, American 212 is departing the Las Vegas area via the NITS 3 departure. We are currently climbing through flight level 160 for flight level 350, Las Vegas traffic. And we're going to be doing the Lowboy 3 arrival. And then our approach is going to be the... And there's our 18,000 feet, so we can go ahead and set the standard. Standard on that as well. So we're good there. And we'll be flying the RNAV Yankee 26 approach. Just take a look at that real quick. So we'll probably come in from no DM. Let's go ahead and check that. Arrival. Will be. There we go. And we'll come in through to no DME. So. But here we are, climbing through flight level 200, on our way up to flight level 350. Need to be, according to our chart, need to be 17,000 or above at Surger Fred, and we will surpass that. So on our way to NITS after that. Thanks for everybody.
Traffic clear wing data teams 3 miles from Trino to join the ILS. Keep it left at 8,000 to take a traffic.
All right, so how's the sound coming across? Everybody sound pretty good? Volume's all right? Let me know in the chat. So, looking at our arrival, and our arrival says that we are going to be coming in through the Gallup transition. Once we get to Gallup, we will, looks like our first waypoint that we need a restriction is going to be Western at flight level 200 and 270 knots. So let's go ahead and go in here and check that out. Western flight level 260. Oh, we want to be lower than that, so, but they got the 270 in there, so we'll go ahead and put that in there. Flight level 270, or not 270, 200. And then after Western, we've got, next one is going to be Jocklow at 14,000. And we've got that in there. Then after that, we've got Jocklow, then we've got iTune, and then we've got Fenix at 9,000. Fenix 9,000. There we go. So we got Spundex at 9,000, then Paso at 9,000 as well. So let's go and put that in there. There we go. Paso. So we got Spundex at 9,000, Paso, and then Gnomed at 9,000. Yep, that looks good. Alright, well, we've kind of got our arrival all set up whenever we get there, so that's nice. Everything's looking good, engines are good, cabin pressure's good. Everything seems to be just fine. So leave in the comments what you think of a home simulator with all touch screens, or home simulator with actual switches and actual physical hardware. Because you can build those, but those cost a lot of money, and you're stuck to one airplane. I can fly a Honda Jet, I can fly a Cessna 172, I can fly an airliner, I can fly a TBM. I can fly a lot of them. That's what I like about it, is the versatility. You still got to physically reach up, touch buttons, push buttons. They're in the spots, mostly of where they are. As far as my setup is concerned, I have one 50-inch 4K TV that I have that you guys are seeing. Then I have 22-inch here, 22-inch touchscreen here. Both of these are touchscreens, 22-inch, 15.6, and then a 15.6 up above. Each of them have their own Knobsters to be able to run things. So this one down here that the FMS is on, I don't use it very often as far as Knobster, so I just use the Knobster up here. It's just kind of out of your guys' screen, but Knobster is a dual rotary encoder. Literally looks just like what you see on an airplane, and it's it allows you to turn the knobs that are in the cockpits and turn switches and do all that stuff, so makes it pretty nice. Sorry about the black screen there for a second. I was just turning on some core temp to just check out temperatures. I haven't done that in a while, so looks like I'm right around 77, 78 degrees Celsius. GPU's right around 79. So it is all possible on a single computer. I stream on one computer. I do not have a second PC like most streamers do, so that's what I rock with. And then I have all these cockpits. I used to have surround sound, or surround monitors, TVs. Used to have a 180 degree view, but it was pretty much almost impossible to get a good frame rate and have 3 TVs plus all these instruments plus stream all on one PC. That was quite demanding on a PC, so we decided to X-nay the 2 side monitors, and usually right around like right now I'm getting right around 35, 36, bounces up to 40 sometimes. When I'm on the ground, it's usually right at 30. So pretty good pretty good frame rates for everything. So but yeah, there's going to be a fly-in Miami on VATSIM, so we're going to start making our way over there using VATSIM and using our airliner. So after Albuquerque, we'll probably maybe fly on over to Dallas Fort Worth and just slowly start making our way over to the East Coast, down to Miami. Take our Fenix airplane and fly her all over. So coming up on our cruise, we're climbing through flight level 330, 2,000 to go, so just waiting to catch that and kind of go from there. So everything's looking good, plane's looking good. Don't see any issues or anything like that as of now. But weather looks pretty good over in Albuquerque. Albuquerque looks like let's look at the weather real quick and our arrival. It's retrieving. Right now it's just 220 at 10 knots, and looks like it's broken at 13,000. Altimeter's 3007. So VFR day. So shouldn't run into any clouds or anything like that once we get over there. So that's the one thing that I do want to do a little bit more of on this channel is flying with into some actual weather, like having to worry about weather and dodging weather and using that kind of equipment on the airplane. Because it seems like whenever you fly out here in the summertime and out in the west, it's usually pretty clear skies. So you can go up into Seattle and stuff like that and probably get a lot of bad weather out on the west coast. But I am my home base is Fenix. I do fly for American Virtual Airlines. Love them over there. They're awesome. It's a lot of fun. And if you're looking for a virtual airline, might look into it. There's a link in the description of this. So, but don't feel obligated. Don't have to at all. But there's a lot of planes that's flying over here on VATSIM. It's crazy. It was a long day. It was. Got our big conference for work coming up, 8% Nation. Always excited about that. So, alright, we're here at our cruise altitude, 35,000. So we can Undo the shoulder harnesses and just take a little load off. Get your drink and beverage of choice. We're flying, so we can't be having any alcoholic beverages right now. Especially for the virtual airline. I think they'd be a little upset with me, so. A little bit of clouds out there. Nice little clouds out there. Not sure what happened there, but yeah. Something happened and turned off the autopilot. There we go. Now we're back. All of a sudden, you should have started climbing on us, so. Now we're back to 35,000 and leveling off. Engines are starting to spool back up. Not getting any warnings, so not exactly sure what's going on. It's got the altitude. Should be leveling off here at 35. Got the no smoking. Everything looks good. Thing in the overhead looks good. Seatbelt signs are off. Huh? Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what's going on. And we're at Esky. Making our left turn out. Overspeed. We're moving back into auto throttle, but that was what was giving us overspeed. Is got 28 knot tailwind, ground speed's about 512 knots, true airspeed's 485. So we're going to turn off the auto throttle and try and control this a little bit better here, because we're not going to keep bouncing back and forth between overspeeding just with the auto throttle. So those our engine's back about 85, 86. See if that'll hold us down below our, so we don't overspeed. So on our way to Gallup or VOR, about 134 nautical miles. So, hey, we didn't have any issues this day with the GSX. That seemed to work a lot better. That was actually kind of nice. Didn't have any issues with that loading or anything like that, so I was able to use the refuel truck. You guys weren't quite on board just yet for that, but got the fuel truck, got all the passengers loaded and walking through, and got all of the baggage loaded up, so got a full flight. I think I said we had 135 passengers, so nice full flight on over to Albuquerque. So if you're here and you're in the chat, leave it up. Tell me what you guys think. You guys like the MFDs and PFDs and all this stuff on the screen with all this other stuff, or you guys like to just leave it off and see more of the airplane and everything else? So leave your comment, leave your vote in chat or in comments. What you like better? You like it like that, or you like it like this? Which one you like? Or we can just straight up and just go to the camera. That way you don't even see anything else. That's what we could do, is we could fly some instrument approaches where you look out here and there's nothing out there, just a bunch of clouds, just a white sky, and we could just flip over to this and just fly with just flying the instruments like you would in a real approach. And then right when we get to minimums, we'll flip it over and see if we got a runway out in front of us. Be something a little different to try. Yeah, that seemed to help out a little bit, turning the auto throttle off. We lost a little bit of speed, but that's alright. We're still doing 496 knots across the ground. Cabin's pressure's all looking good. Everything's looking mighty fine. In about 14 minutes we'll be at Gallup, so we'll be able to do 110 nautical miles in 14 minutes. That's what I'm talking about. That's some speed. We did go over all the charts and the plates, but we'll go ahead and bring you guys along for that. And we'll pull up Navigraph here. I have to update the flights because I don't think I did all that. Yeah. Unload and import. There we go. We're going from This one here. Let's open this chart up. So we're going to be coming from Gallup. So we'll come from Gallup across here to Buki. And we will take Buki onto Western. Then Western to Lobo. Then down to Joklo. To iTune. Then to Sputniks. Then Paso. And then Nodme. And then we will turn right and head into using runway 26. So this is runway 26 down here, and we will just come in right here and circle around and come on in. We will have to watch out for these mountains over here. We flew here the other day. Hey, what's going on, Cody? Thanks for joining. But yeah, we flew in here the other day from Phoenix, and we flew this arrival as well. Luckily, we didn't have any clouds or anything like that to worry about these mountains over here, but they're 11,900 feet in the air, so you want to keep this turn tight coming off of no DME as we come on in and do our approach. Today we're going to be doing the RNAV Yankee 26 approach into Albuquerque, and so we'll go ahead and load that in there. And RNAV Yankee approach, we'll open the chart, take a look at this chart. And here's where we'll be coming in, and we'll get close to the mountains, but we'll stay away and come on into Cruel, and then Zoomex. You can see we'll be at Cruel at 6,700 feet, and then 6,000 at Zoomex for our final. So that's what we'll be flying in today. And
Comp check.
Comp check loud and clear. So we are flying online. Real live controllers if they were on, but doesn't look like they're on, so we're just doing old school Unicom, communicating to other traffic, reporting ourselves. So here's what we're flying today. Flying American Airline Ops. Just took off out of Vegas and heading over to Albuquerque, New Mexico, making our way over to Miami, Florida. Thanks for stopping by, Cody. We were just mentioning about how busy it's gotten at work for the conference coming up, 8% Nation. Don't have your tickets, get them now. It's next week. But it'll be a great time. Be the best conference you'll ever go to if you're in the insurance industry. Got the lookout side of those clouds. We'll say I've flown in real life, and the simulator, as far as what it looks like in real life and what it looks like in the simulator, there's not much difference. This is what it really looks like from 35,000 feet. That's what it looks like as you're passing through the clouds. It's a pretty beautiful sim, that's for sure. Those mountains look small from up here, but the mountains that we're getting ready to fly into, those things are 12,000 feet in the air, so we want to make sure that we don't get close to that. So we'll go ahead and kick back on the auto throttle and see if it overspeeds us again, or if it knows to slow us down a little bit, but we'll kick that back in. There's a lot of controversy between the fly-by-wire A320 and the Fenix A320. Leave in the comments below what you think. Which one's your favorite? Do you like to fly the fly-by-wire, or do you like to fly the Fenix? I know that Fenix set it up to where it was difficult to make home cockpits, and they said if you wanted the home cockpit that you could buy the Pro Flight Sim and all that information, all that stuff, but we cracked the code, I guess you would say, because I got a home simulator, so we were able to crack the code to let me rephrase that. Delta Charlie cracked the code to be able to program all these instruments so literally you can have a home cockpit. So literally from the gate, when the passengers are loaded and the baggage is getting loaded, all the way to the next gate, I can literally fly without ever having to touch the mouse. I touch the mouse just for looking around and views and stuff like that, but I do have a head track IR, where, as you can't see, but as I move my head, I can look around in the cockpit and do whatever I need to do. And it works great. I love that. I love the head track IR. So, but I just enjoy looking at the real buttons and switches rather than using the simulator. So, oh, there goes somebody right by us. Take a look at an airplane going by. They're obviously flying the opposite way, so they're 1,000 feet above. Southwest airplane. Had him up on the, says he was 2,000 feet above us. And looks like we've got, let's see, we've got 2:16, so we've got about a little less than 10 minutes for our top of descent. So let's go ahead and put in our performance numbers for our arrival. So altimeter's 3007 still, so we will go ahead and put that in there. 30.07 is going to be our QNH. And it looks like temperature is going to be 34 Celsius. (4 degrees Celsius). And here, we'll go ahead and swap you guys on over, let you guys take a peek. So we're down here in the FMS, and we're putting in all of our approach and our arrival information, and so it needs to know the winds, and our winds are 220. So you put it in 220, and then you got this little slash down here. You got the little slash, and then you'll enter in the velocity of the speed of the winds, which is 10 knots, and you put that inside of there. And then it wants to know what our minimums are, so that way we can program that in, so it gives us the call outs. And so let's go over to the approach plate. We'll get that from there, and we will show you guys that as well. And our approach, and so our minimums are going to be 5,728 is going to be our decision height, decision altitude. And so a height above the ground is going to be 373 feet. We need at least a 1.25 mile visibility, which we'll have plenty of that. It should be a VFR, so, but that's where you get all that information on your approach plate. So we'll go ahead and go back down here, and we will put in the 5,728. So we got 5,728, and that will go inside of barrow up there in the top right in the barrel. And we've got all that inserted. So now it tells us our flaps retracted is 164, and our clean we need is at 226. So we'll fly this approach about 150. So we've got our destination entered, and so now we will switch back over back to the screen. So should have some more airplanes off to our left out here. Take a look at them. I don't see anybody out there. There's somebody right over in there. You guys probably can't see that though. Maybe. But there's that cloud layer out in front of us that was saying, I think it said it was broken at 13,000. So I go through a little bit of IMC, but probably not much. think it's about time to update the playlist as well. This music's been going on for the last probably like 10 streams. Alright, top of descent's 2:15, which is in about 2 minutes. So we can go ahead and put down, go ahead and select us down to flight level 200. And once we get to gallop is when we'll start our descent, which is in 14 nautical miles, which will be in about 2 minutes. So we'll go ahead and pull up our arrival plate. And we'll make our announcement here shortly, but let's go ahead and double check the arrival plate and chart. And we're going to be coming through the gallop transition, then Buki, the Western. Yep, that looks good inside the FMS. We'll go down here. Then we got Lowboy. Yep. And we've got Jocklow. Yep. At 14,000. Yep. That looks good. We got iTune. We got Spudniks. And then we've got Paso. And then we've got no DME. Alright. Everything looks good. Looks good for their arrival. So, got 1 minute. And we will be starting our descent. So we'll go ahead and announce that. In Albuquerque area traffic, American Airlines 212 is going to be doing the Lowboy 3 departure or arrival into Albuquerque with the gallop transition, descending on a flight level 350 for flight level 200, Albuquerque traffic. That was a long one. That shouldn't have been that long, but oh well. That's why we're here, right? Practice our calls. And there's our gallop, and we will go ahead and put it into manage mode, and we should start our descent on down. There we go. We'll be doing an idle descent. Saying we need more drag. We'll go ahead and pull our flaps, our spoilers out just a little bit. And there we go. Give it a little bit more drag. And let's go, the altimeter was 3007. I personally like to, in the standby, go ahead and set that so whenever it comes time, when we pass through our 18,000, we don't forget what it was, which is 3007. If we had a controller that was controlling us, usually they will give you that as you start your descent. If not, you can go on your Fenix iPad on the side here, and you can get your weather from it. It probably won't let me because I use my... Oh, it will let us do it. So you can go to over here to your little flight plan. I have this on my iPad to my left over here, but cancel that, and over here is our METAR. So arrival Albuquerque right there, 3007. So this is the winds, 220 at 10 knots, 10 statute miles of visibility, broken at 13,000, temperature 34, dew point 06, altimeter 3007, and then these are just extra remarks that they leave down there. So if you ever wanted to know what that all meant, helps you out. And the nice thing about the Fenix here is that we can go ahead and put in our bottom altitude of our approach plate, which our bottom altitude I believe is 9,000 at Dome DME. So we can go ahead and technically go on down to 9,000. 9,000 is set, and we have our containers set up so that way it pops it up on the MFD of what our restrictions are as far as the flight. As you can see down here, it tells us whenever you click this button right here, lets you know that it'll put your altitude constraints on what it is. So the 270 knots is our speed restriction and flight level 200. So, and we're descending down through flight level 300. And we will need the VOR, so we'll go ahead and put in the VOR in our ECAS, so that way it'll pop it up here for us, the VOR down here in our bottom left, to let us know what for our altitudes for the missed approach if we need to go missed. So, which it's VFR day, shouldn't have that issue. And the way it looks of it, as fast as we're descending, I don't even know if we'll probably get below the broken layer of clouds before we get down there. So now that we're starting our descent, we did forget to turn our seatbelt signs on. Luckily there's not been any turbulence, so we'll go ahead and flip that on. Everybody needs to get seated, and we can go ahead and hit our all calls, let our stewardess know that we're starting our descent. And we can go ahead and shrink in our range and go down to 40 miles. Leave in the comments, what's your best feet per minute landing that you've had so far? In this one, it's been like 400 for me. Not good, but this is a tough aircraft to land softly. And we're starting our descent on into Albuquerque area, coming up to Western, just past Buki. So what do you guys like? You guys like the long flights, or you guys like the little short hops, like the hour and a half max flights whenever you're flying the Fenix, or you're flying really anything? Usually the wide bodies fly a lot longer than that for a lot of their flights that they do, but I think the Fenix is by far the most realistic airplane. The sims, I think that any simulator probably has ever really seen. I mean, it's pretty good. It's very realistic. They even got the the scratches and stuff like that down in here. Just looks like it's worn. And as far as everything actually working like it's supposed to, they did a phenomenal job with it. So it's a fun airplane to fly, that's for sure. And there's our flight level 200. Now we're going to go on down to 14,000. Getting ready to come up on our 18,000 foot marker. So we'll go ahead and get out of this and we'll go to 3007. This is whenever you Like I said, I always keep it in the standby here, so that way I can always remember without having to go back and look at the weather if I forgot what it was. So says it's at 13,000. We're at 19. We should get a little bit of IMC just through some of it, but not very much. So, but we are starting to come into the Albuquerque area. So we'll go ahead and make another call. In Albuquerque traffic, American 212 is about 15 from Lobo on the Lobo 3 arrival into the area for runway 26, Albuquerque traffic. So we've already got all of our performance numbers put in. This runway is 13,000 feet long, which is plenty for this Airbus. Once we get a little bit closer, we'll go ahead and turn the music off, get a stereo cockpit, and focus on landing here. As with the airlines, if you have too high of a landing rate, then they reject your PIREPs, so we don't need any rejections tonight. There's our 18,000 feet. Passenger signs are on. Seatbelt signs are on. And coming up on Lobo. Got about 6 miles to go. Once we get to Lobo, we'll start on down to Joclo. Everything's looking just fine. And as we start our descent, we can go ahead and turn on our landing systems and get that all set up and ready to go. And there's our Lobo, and making a right turn out to Joclo. Coming through 15,000, on our way down to 14. And we'll go ahead and turn on our internal lights here as it's starting to get a little darker outside. Brightness, he's turned on a little lot brighter. All right. As we're coming on down through, go ahead and shrink us in a little bit further on our range, coming up to iTunes, then we got Spundex, and then we've got Paso, and once we get to Spundex, that's our 9,000, and we'll stay at 9,000 And then just before we get to no DME, we will make sure that we go ahead and activate the approach and get that all ready to go. And our missed approach, go ahead and brief the approach plate. ATIS doesn't matter, approach doesn't matter. Approach course is going to be 259, and our minimum altitude is Cornwall at 6,700. And our missed approach is going to be to climb to 8,000 on track to 259 to Yanu, and on track to 258 to Albuquerque VOR. So, and hold. So we'll go direct straight out to Yanu, which is straight out, and then straight out from Yanu is Albuquerque VOR. And we will hold there, it'll be a parallel entry. And our minimums are 5728, which we've got set up in here, and it says on our PFD. So, yep, it looks like we just missed some of those clouds. So we've got Albuquerque out in sight, out in front of us, which is good. So, and we can go down to 6,000. So we'll go ahead and put that in our altitude here. Actually, it's 5997, but we'll just put in 6,000. Just should capture it from there, because by then we'll have the approach already set and glide slope should be captured. And we're at our 250, coming up on our 10,000, so we'll go ahead and turn on our landing lights. Get everything lit up for us. Everything looks good there. Seatbelt signs are on. Everything's good. 10,000 feet checks. Thousand feet, and we do have the airport in sight. And we're crossing Spundex at 9,000. Should level us off and kick in the throttles. I can feel them already starting to rev up, and that's indicating that they are as well. So that's good to hear and good to see. And there's our 9,000 leveled off. Perfect. Altitude constraints has caught it, and engines are kicking in. And go ahead and go flaps 1. And we'll go ahead and go to our performance and activate approach phase. Confirm. Yes, we want to activate it. So we're going to go ahead and start slowing everything down. And we'll go ahead and, since we're getting ready to shoot the approach, we'll go ahead and turn off our music and get that paused. And let's just focus on landing now. We do have the airport right over here off to our left. Right out there. And we're getting ready to come up on no DME, and that is the first initial approach fix to our approach. And then after that, we've got DWeb, and DWeb will need to be at 8,000. There's those mountains right out in front of us that we were talking about. Luckily, we can see them, so we can make sure we don't fly into those. Make sure you're aware of CFIT, controlled flight into terrain. And then once we cross no DME, we will go ahead and hit the approach. Put it into approach nav. Now we're in approach nav. We're in our actual approach. We can see the airport right there off of our right. There's our airport that we're going to be landing on. I've got runway 26 in sight. So we're descending on down to 8,000. We'll go ahead and arm the speed brakes. Speed brakes are armed. Seatbelt signs are on. Yeah, both landing lights are on. Don't need gear just yet. Go ahead and zoom in our range to 10 nautical miles. Going down to 8,000. And then once we get to that, we can go down to Zapco at 6,900. Or Trammy at 6,700. Roll at 6,700. And then ZoomX is our final, which we should be at 6,000 feet. And landing elevation, that's something that you need to know. And our airport elevation is 5,355 feet in the air, so literally almost it's over a mile high compared to sea level. So we're flying the approach. Approach just right over here off of our right wing.
2,500.
2,500. Got some traffic out there. We'll announce our position. In Albuquerque traffic, American 212 is setting up for the runway 26 approach. Zabco 7200 for right turn, right downwind for runway 26, Albuquerque traffic. And so we've already got that all done. Flaps, landing gear, we'll go ahead and get that down now. So gear's coming down, speed checks is good.
Terrain ahead.
Yep, we've got terrain ahead. We've
Terrain ahead.
got that on our radar
Terrain
here.
ahead.
We're good.
Terrain ahead. Terrain ahead.
And we'll go ahead and go flaps 2. As we slow on down here. And as we descend down to 6,700, we'll continue on down to 6,000 for ZoomX. And we should be lined up with the runway. And we're at flaps 2. And we will go ahead and put in flaps 3. And 3 green, landing gear is down. 1,000 feet above. And we'll go ahead and turn off our autopilot. Turn off our auto throttles.
Speed, speed, speed. 400.
As we start to come on in. everything in tow.
100.
200. Here's our would be our minimums.
Minimum.
Right there.
100. 100. 50. 50. 40. 30. 30. 20. Retard.
Oh, we ballooned it. Pulled back too far.
20. Retard. 20.
There we go. And speed brakes are out. Reversers are on. And medium brakes. I should have set that before we landed. My bad. And welcome to Albuquerque, everybody. Or Albuquerque. Rather, not Albuquerque. I don't know, you tell me, what do you think? Is it Albuquerque? Alright. Well, we've made it back to Albuquerque after we went and visited Vegas and did a little bit of gambling there.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Please keep your seatbelts fastened until the captain has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign.
And Albuquerque traffic, American 212 is departing runway, or just off of 26 on Delta, and going to take Delta to the ramp. Albuquerque traffic. Alright, so we can go ahead and go flaps up. Speed brakes are up. And we can go ahead and turn off our landing lights. And we'll go ahead and start our APU. APU is coming on. We can go ahead and turn off our transponder. Set it to standby. Alright. Okay, so we will go ahead and take, oh, I meant Bravo. So we will go ahead and take Bravo here. That one's Bravo. This is Alpha. Looking at the plate. So we'll take Alpha here. Alpha to the ramp here. And let's go ahead and call up GSX. And we will let's go back to page. All those are too small.
The requested position is already assigned to another aircraft.
No. Let's see, where are we going? Where do we want to go? Gate B. Too small, too small, too small.
The requested position is already assigned to another aircraft. The chosen position is too small for your aircraft.
Oh, that's alright. Oh well. We'll say mess with heck with GSX, so. All these are not too small for our aircraft, so. Just, we will just head on over to these spots right over here. What do you guys say? And we'll go ahead and turn off of our taxi lights and turn all of our lights off for them. So that way we wouldn't blind anybody that would be here. Alright, so we'll set parking brake, seatbelt signs can come off. And we can go ahead and shut off engine number 1. Go ahead and shut off engine number 2. We do have our APU on, so we're good there, so. Alright. Welcome. We'll go ahead and turn off our beacon. That can come off. And strobes can come off. We'll leave our nav and our logo lights off. And so we will go ahead and deboard the aircraft. And we appreciate everybody joining. And we will see you guys on the next stream. Have a good night, everybody.